With it being the 20th anniversary of 9/11 this weekend, I had a request to do the story. Back in 2001, the heavy metal band Anthrax was under immense pressure to change their name. In early September of 2001, Anthrax was on tour, but following the events of 9/11, like every other band at the time, they were pulled off the road. About a week after the attacks in New York, Washington, D.C., and Pennsylvania, mysterious envelopes containing white powder started being sent out to powerful government officials and mail sorting facilities. The powder in these envelopes was the biological weapon known as anthrax that could result in serious health complications and death if the spores were inhaled. It created an enormous amount of paranoia at the time, and of course the mainstream media ran with it. The media soon turned their attention to the heavy metal band of the same name, with guitarist Scott Ian recalling to the Georgia Strait, "My attitude right from the start was, well, these guys, they didn't want anything to do with us when our record came out not that long ago. And now they want to talk to us because they need to fill space because this is the story of the week, which is going to disappear in the next 2 months." And of course it did, he'd say. The media coverage would be intense on the band for the next several weeks, as Ian at the time would tell the Guardian newspaper. "It's kind of weird because anytime the word is on the news, anytime I hear it on television, I hope maybe they're talking about the band. People keep coming up to me and saying, 'Hey, wouldn't it be funny if you got anthrax?' And I'm like, 'Oh, that'd be hilarious. I will not die an ironic death,'" he'd say. But by October 10th of 2001, the band finally put their foot down, releasing a statement that read, "In light of current events, we are changing the name of the band to something more friendly, Basket Full of Puppies. Actually, just the fact that we are making jokes about our name sucks. In the 20 years we've been known as Anthrax, we never thought the day would come that our name would actually mean what it really means. When I learned about anthrax in my senior year biology class, I thought the name sounded metal. Anthrax sounded cool, aggressive, and nobody knew what it was. Till a few years ago, most people thought we made it up. We hope and pray that the problem goes away quietly, and we all grow old and fat together," they'd say in a statement. What's hilarious is that some press outlets, including CNN and the Guardian newspaper, took the statement literally and thought Anthrax was actually changing their name to Basket Full of Puppies. Of course, not all publicity is bad, as searches for Anthrax resulted in a lot of people stumbling upon the band's website and music. The band would, however, make one concession, as for those who accidentally were directed to the band's website instead of the bacteria, they did put a link to the Center for Disease Control, or CDC's website. Anthrax would perform a charity show in late November of 2001 alongside Twisted Sister, Sebastian Bach, Overkill, and Ace Frehley. When Anthrax took the stage, the members wore white jumpsuits with the words "We're not changing our name" written on them. In the audience that night were some people who lost loved ones in the attacks, and according to Billboard magazine, the show donated around $90,000 to the New York Police and Fire Widows and Children's Benefit. Ian would recall on the band's YouTube channel, looking back at the charity show, the reaction we got from those people, and then being in the lobby of the venue and talking to all these firemen and policemen and families who said, "Don't you effing change your name for nothing. You are effing Anthrax," he'd say. That does it for today's video, guys. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like button and subscribe, and we'll see you on Rock and Roll True Stories. Take care.